artist going off with the British Olympic team. Now, the last time that happened was in 1948 when John Copley won a silver medal with an engraving of polo players. Right, so going to Tokyo 2020 with the 380 or so athletes will be Ben Mosley. So Ben, tell me about, well, first of all, how did this even happen?
I'm a sports scientist primarily, so I paint a lot about sport anyway. When I finished my degree in 2003, I primarily painted about football and did lots of paintings that celebrated people coming together from all walks of life. Football's quite tribal, and obviously you have the sort of the relationships that between a father and son, or you have somebody that's exceptional at what they do, and I try to depict that in my work.
Because you're the official artist for Barnsley Football Club, aren't you? You've painted murals at Wembley. You've had your work on boxes of McDonald's fries during the World Cup in Brazil in 2014. So you're doing all right.
I'm doing okay. I mean, I love. I'm very passionate about painting about sport because I think it's obviously a subject that defines our time. Really, there's a lot of obviously things that happen related to sport, and obviously without it, I think the friendships and the sort of camaraderie that people could create through being involved as obviously as a sportsman and as a fan is quite important. So I think it came about from that really, and I did a lot of stuff during the Olympics in 2012. I did a mural live during the first week of the Olympic Games in 2012, and did some stuff with supporting GB, but not on the same sort of level as hopefully it's going to be in Japan. So going out there with Team GB to depict the greatest moments from the Olympics this year is going to be a great honour for me. So really looking forward to going out there and seeing what happens.
Morning, Ben. It's Rhea here. On that point, what's the difference for you between creating works that you yourself are inspired to do and producing artwork that you're kind of producing art on demand, I guess, to a certain extent, artwork that you're being paid to come along to the Olympics to produce?
Well, I'm a live painter anyway, so I paint from live. I've painted at live sporting events. Painted at the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, and I've also painted on the Dubai Desert Classic, which is the golf tournament with players like Tiger Woods. And painting live on demand, I do a lot for charity anyway, so I'll live paint at big charity dinners, and I have 4 or 5 hours to produce a painting. They get auctioned off for charities to raise lots of money. So there is a lot of pressure, but I don't. In terms of painting from life, it's with the reason I enjoy it is because obviously there's a connection between what's going on with the sportsmen. Obviously they're in front of an audience or in front of a big crowd having to perform at their best, and the live painting, obviously we're doing the same, although it's a different discipline. Hopefully there's a link there because we're obviously having to produce work in front of a live audience. In terms of on demand, it's just, I guess the pressure is it has to be more organic, I guess, a bit like jazz. You improvise as you're painting in front of people live. So it's capturing the moments to become historical documents. That's basically what I'm looking to achieve out there.
Hiya, Ben. Raoul here. You talk very passionately there about sort of both in football and sort of your job for the Olympics coming up, like about channeling the sort of atmosphere into your paintings. I've also read that like when you go out there, you're going to train as well to sort of try and get almost in the athlete's state of mind and try and sort of channel that. Can you just, as somebody who knows nothing about painting and cannot do it to save his life, can you give us like a bit more detail on how you sort of channel that atmosphere or channel the feeling of what the athletes are going through into what you do as art?
Get into that frame of mind so that I can do a bit of training and get fit so I look like I'm an artist that's part of Team GB.
See, are you going? I'm sorry. How are you actually going to do it? Are you going to be popping an easel? I don't know. There you are. You've got the synchronised diving. Are you going to say, "Excuse me, can I just pop my easel over here, please"?
I think basically the challenges that we've got is going to be quite a challenge to actually just get out there with the easels and obviously the canvases, and we've got to just be organic and go with the flow a little bit. Obviously there's going to be lots of things going on, and we're going to have to be flexible with everybody. and just try and play it by ear when we're out there. I think it's a case of setting up, being positive about what we want to do, but also trying to cooperate as much as possible with everyone that's working out.
How does that happen? Do you have to kind of talk your way in?
So with Wembley, it took me about 4 years to get my work in there. It was basically, I went down to, so it was before the new Wembley opened, quite a long time ago now, and I went down to the Deutsche Bank headquarters, and they basically really liked my stuff, and they collect they've got a huge collection of art, but all on paper. I think a lot of their work's on paper, and they had a box that they were going to use as their sort of hospitality, and I went down to FA headquarters, and they had a mock-up box of what a Wembley box would look like. And one of the ladies that sort of worked there really liked my stuff and said, look, we might be able to do something at Wembley Stadium with you. But then she left, and then it just took quite a long time of staying in touch and just saying that I'm still really interested in putting my work there and not giving up, really. Just, because obviously I'm passionate about painting, about football, and obviously the home of football is a major thing for me. So I just kept banging on doors, kept emailing, just kept trying to be positive and polite.
And well done to you. Ben, can I ask you, what would you say to people who are going to listen to this and say, for goodness sake, everybody's got cameras on their phones. Why would they why bother with artists?
Well, obviously, the role of an artist from 100 to 200 years ago has changed slightly, I guess, because they were the ones creating history, weren't they? And they were the ones that do the job of what photo does now. I just think there's a place for both. Obviously, there's a lot of skill in photography, and there's photographers out there that spend hours and hours and hours and years training on capturing that perfect moment. And I think it's very relevant, obviously, and very important to have that. But as a painter, it's also very good to try and capture the familiar in your style. You're trying to communicate a story with art, and I think that's basically what it's all about. It's communicating your vision to the viewer so they can try and get a sort of piece on coming on the journey themselves of what you've done.
And I tell you what, actually, a painting can also do. It can give such an atmosphere that you can't really get on almost any photograph.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's right. I mean, that's part of being out there at the Olympics, is capturing the dynamism and athleticism of the athletes, but also the atmosphere. And I'm an expressionist artist anyway, and my sort of heroes are Picasso and Matisse. And that's what I look towards, and Lowry. So, I mean, I'm trying to capture the story of it, really, but in my style, and hopefully the people appreciate that.
And when it comes to actually being at the Olympics and watching the sport get underway, which of those sports, which athlete will you most be looking forward to seeing?
Well, I've always liked tennis. I've always liked team sports. I mean, the rowing is something I think that's quite will be a good thing to capture because of the dynamism of it. I mean, they're like modern day gladiators, I guess. And I think that's basically what the sportsmen of this time are. They are like modern day gladiators in a way, with the way they compete and obviously trying to win. And
fewer lions, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I will. They're obviously not going to have any lions.
You don't often see, even if you are painting sports-related things, you don't often see somebody going to sports sciences degree and come out as a painter.
Well, I did my degree in fine art. So my degree at Liverpool was a BA Honours in fine art, and I've been painting now professionally. I went straight out of uni. I went straight and exhibited at the Manchester Art Show and had professional art shows to begin with. But then I had to have other jobs to support me along the way to begin with. And
now you're the face of McDonald's.
Well,
not the face.
The McDonald's, having your picture on the McDonald's Olympics. I mean, that's
having a painting, not
having a painting. Sorry, on the McDonald's Olympics. I mean, that's a pretty high reflection of where you've got to.
Yeah.
Well, the painting was called Fans of the World, and it was for the World Cup in 2014. So basically, they had 12 artists that each represented their country, and they put a painting of their work on the fry box that went globally. But I was the UK one, so I was fortunate to do that. But the Olympic stuff, obviously, this is the greatest honour of my career today, I think, because it's Team GB, and you're representing you've got the opportunity to do what you do and represent your country, but also do your people proud that are going out there. So it's a big responsibility, and obviously these paintings we're looking to sort of raise money for the next generation of athletes through these paintings. So a bit of responsibility on our shoulders to go out there, do the athletes proud, but also raise money for the next generation of athletes coming through. So it's a terrific honour for us.